Episode 2, Bride of Frankenstein. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do it.
What is this, 1935? Bride of Frankenstein, 1935 classic. It is the sequel to Frankenstein, which came out a few years before.
Oh.
Yeah, it's surprising.
Well,
It even, like the
makes
movie
sense now.
the
I did
synopsis is
think
great.
they rushed the first act quite a bit, but
Okay, jumping right into it, the opening of this movie is basically a recap of like a previously on Frankenstein. Like, hey guys, guess what? We're-
it really is.
I think that is probably due to like the way films were made then though, because like the whole way films were produced and sequels were produced for films was much different. I think it was probably very possible that like they would do they would have a theatrical release of the first film and then just have an intermission and then roll straight into the second film and the second film came out probably.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
it was when going to the movie theater was more akin to going to like the actual theater, where you see it in the theater and then never see it again.
Exactly.
I loved it. I thought like the vibe and aesthetic of the movie was killer. Like I loved the costumes, the sets, like the acting, all that. I thought that was great. Again, honestly, in a way, almost like The Exorcist, it took me by surprise how natural it felt jumping into it. It didn't feel as removed from watching in older films as like other older films do from that era.
I think, especially like from this, if you just see this film forward, Frankenstein is maybe one of the most sympathetic characters of all time because all of these villagers are so annoying. They are all such a tremendous pain. He's just trying to chill in the woods and they're just chasing after him. I think that the entire laboratory scene, like the entire last like 15 minutes, it's some of the best filmmaking I've seen in a long time. Whether it's the cinematography, the fun creative angles that they take, the way they're able to use black and white so vividly, and it really, again, as we've said, it's kind of been a trend already, rivals and surpasses a lot of modern techniques for like building suspense and a feeling of dread and an ominous nature.
It was a much more nuanced portrayal of Frankenstein's monster than I expected it to be. Like I was expecting like a very pulpy, campy monster film, and like just for it to be for Frankenstein's monster to kind of be like the protagonist of it, and the way I think he developed through the film was very well done.
And I do think it's important to put that within the context of the time too, because like, I mean, not too long ago, I saw the National Theater production, the recording for that of Frankenstein. So obviously, it's a little unfair to compare those two.
Sure.
But yeah, it's super easy going into a '30s horror film.
with Bride of Frankenstein, they do the opposite of what people normally do when movie monsters are created, and they made him a more relatable character as opposed to a caricature. Like with Nightmare on Elm Street, where they have this threatening character, and in the sequels make him even funnier, make him more quippy. With Bride of Frankenstein, they just don't do that. They make him more endearing, they make him more of a hero.
Yeah, as you guys said too, the sets are just incredible. And I know like this is not a priority for modern filmmaking, but it's just you can't beat these huge sprawling sets. And like there's so many scenes where you see people running across the set and like everything here is real and everything here is so concrete and there you can tell.
Like it's all been said, it was well done, a good movie, definitely a very fun watch. Like I think everyone should watch this movie. Not that it's like that important of a movie, but it's a very fun watch, and I think it's a genre of film people should explore.
With the list we have set up, and you guys will see, we're trying to get a pretty good variety and show that, like, oh, well, not every movie on this list is going to be a slasher or a terrifying film that, you won't be able to watch if you can't handle horror. And I think this is a good summary of that. Like, it is an adult Halloween horror film that just captures the gothic feel and style and has a sense of, you know, dread and honest foreboding, and, you know, is the perfect Halloween movie while still being accessible and having things that people can value outside of, you know, being a slasher fic or something like that.
It's definitely like a movie that I would recommend for like anyone to watch, like you were saying. It's a great Halloween film. It only comes in at like over an hour, and I think it's like an hour and 15 minutes. Just for everything they were able to pull off in like 1935. It's not a perfect movie. Like there's the framing device at the beginning that never comes back. But there's a lot to appreciate, and I really do highly recommend this movie to anyone who's remotely interested in this horror classic. So yeah, that about wraps up our second episode. This is day 2. Come back tomorrow where we'll be reviewing Nightmare on Elm Street, which we're very excited about. Like and subscribe or share this, please. We're desperate. I love you.
I like you.
I'm on the fence. I'll say it.